In today's class, we are going to discuss about the topic Introduction to Computer. The contents that we are going to discuss here are Introduction, what is a computer, characteristics of a computer, generation of computer, application of computer, types of computer, and the types of computer based on processing speed and storage capacity. The introduction. Many people believe that knowing how to use a computer is one of the basic skills needed to succeed in the workplace. In order to use the computer, it is necessary to understand how the computer works. For example, if a teacher is working in a school and if she wants to create a lesson plan, she can either write it down or else she can use a computer to make a lesson plan. If she writes it, she might make some mistake and it is not going to be so neat. Whereas if she does the same thing by using a computer, it's going to be more organized and it is going to look more elegant. Yeah. Just like that, all the work that is done by using a computer, it can be stored for a longer span of time and it makes the work much easier than the normal way of executing the same work. What is a computer? A computer is an electronic device that accepts data and performs operations on that data, and it presents the results and stores the data or results as needed, and it gives you a desired result. There are four primary operations. They are input, entering the data into the computer, and processing means performing operations on the data. Output, it presents the results, whereas the storage means saving the data or saving the output for future use. Here you can see the input process output cycle, that is called as an IPO cycle, whereas the input that is given to the computer is by using the input devices like keyboard, mouse, camera, mic, etc. Whereas how the CPU works, it has an ALU, arithmetic and logic unit, which performs arithmetic and the logical calculation. Then we have the control unit, which entirely it controls the whole computers, whereas the registers are there. Okay, the registers are mainly used to transfer the control statements from the CPU and to the memory. Then we have the memory like RAM, ROM, which is called as the memory devices. Okay. Then we have the output devices like monitor, speaker, printer, which in turn gives you the output. Next, data. Data is a collection of facts, figures, and statistics related to an object. It can be processed to create a useful information. It can be used by the managers to perform effective and successful operations of the management. It provides a view of the past activities related to rise and fall of an organization. It enables a user to make a better decision in order to execute a further action. It is mainly used for generating reports, graphs, and statistics. Okay. For example, when a student gets enrolled in a college or school, they'll be filling an admission form. It consists of raw facts about the students like student's name, father's name, mother's name, their address, and so on. Those are the raw facts. Actually, it is maintained throughout the four coming years. For example, if a student is sick, automatically the phone number is checked from that raw data, like where they store the information, and probably the information can pass to the students. And if they want to send some mail or if you want to say and send some letters, they use the address or the email address that is present in that data. Moving forward, we are going to see about the information. It is a manipulator and process form of data. It is more meaningful than the data. It is mainly used for making decision. It is used as input for processing an information, and it is used as output of the processing. For example, data are collected during the census. Okay, they go to every house and collect the data about the individuals who are present in a country, and the government can use it to determine the literacy rate of a country. It can be used as a information that is important to take decision in order to improve the literacy rate. For example, if they go to a place and they check for all the data in order to give job or whatever it could be, they use that particular data. Now we are going to see the various characteristics of a computer. Okay, computer nowadays it's become very mandatory in everyone's individual life. Okay, it is just like they use their mobile phones and other gadgets. Now we are using the computer. First, the speed. It actually, the computer has a very high speed electronic device. The operations on the data inside the computer is performed through the electronic circuits, and the instructions are embedded in it. The data and instruction flow along the circuits with high speed that is close to the speed of light. Computer can perform million of billion of operations on the data in just 1 second. Within a flash of time, the execution can be executed in a computer. Whereas, if the same operation is done by a human being or any other devices, it takes a lot of time. Next, it is spontaneous. You all know a computer is an automated device. It executes the process without any intervention of user once they are assigned to a work. Probably if you are using one tab for a specific work, and if probably at the parallel if you do another work, the same speed it will be executing both the works at the same time. Once the data or instruction are fetched from the secondary devices such as optical disc, hard disk, etc., immediately they are stored in RAM, okay, which is called as a primary memory, and then sequentially they will be getting executed one by one. All the work will be getting executed. And storage. A computer has an internal storage, that is memory, and it also has external or secondary storage. Okay, in secondary storage, a large amount of data and programs. A program is a set of instruction that is executed for a particular process. It can be stored for the future use also. The stored data and programs are available at any time during the process. The information can be downloaded from the internet and can be saved on the storage media. So just like whatever you learn, you store it in your brain. The computer stores all the data in the storage. Either it could be primary, secondary, or it can be even stored in external devices like pen drive and so on. Next, it has no feelings. Computer is an electronic machine. It has no feelings. Normally when we do a work, it is based on our own decision that we take, whereas computer will not take any decision on its own, whereas it takes the decision of what is programmed to it. Then that is the various instruction that is embedded in a computer gets executed, but whereas it doesn't take any decision on its own. Whereas next we are moving on to consistency. For example, if we are giving a work to you, probably it's the same work for a single week. We are giving you the same work to do. You will feel bored. Normally we will not feel like doing the same thing over a period of time, whereas a computer can do the same work at any number of time. Okay, then communication. Today, computer is mostly used to exchange messages or data through the computer networks over the world. Like for example, email. It can be sent and received within no time. Next, we are going to see about the diligence. A computer can continually work for hours without creating an error. It does not get tired while working after hours of work, and it performs all the operation with the same accuracy as well as speed as the first one. Probably when we do a work, it will be like at first we'll be very enthusiastic and we'll be starting to do a work in a very fast manner. Whereas when we move further, we'll be slowing down and will not be able to do in a very accurate manner as how we started, whereas computer has the same accuracy throughout the process. Next, we are going to see about the generations of computer. What is generations? You must be knowing about your details like your grandparents, your parents and you and so on. Just like that, the computer also has various generations to get executed. And even though when you are you have the same traits as your parents, there are something that you get advanced with. You are like more access to the technology, whereas your grandparents and your parents didn't have that much knowledge about the technology. First, we have five generations. For example, first generation happened during the year 1942 till 1955, and the second generation represents 1955 till 1964, whereas the third generation refers to 1964 till 1975. And moving on to, we are seeing the fourth generation. It is since 1975 and it gets further continued, and the advancement is given in the fifth generation since 1980. For example, the basic telephone. First of all, telephone is mainly used for making calls, either calling someone or receiving calls. That is the only purpose of a telephone. Then it get advanced to a mobile phone where you can send messages through it and you can receive calls by using the same telephone. We used a mobile phone. Moving further, we use internet over there, and we have so many advanced elements like we have a calculator, we have a camera, we have so many other gadget that is implemented in a same device calling a mobile phone. Just like that, these are all the advancement that happened from a telephone. Now we are using an latest Android phones or the Apple phones. So just like that, we are going to see in a step by step manner how the computer got enhanced in the advanced manner. First, the first generation computer, it used a vacuum tube. Now you can see a picture over here. It is a vacuum tube. This is the first technology that is used in the first generation computer. And the various machines that is used here are, the various examples of first generation computers, and the first one is Mark 1M, okay, which is an IBM automatic sequence control calculator. It is an electromechanical calculator. Okay, then ENIAC refers to electronic numerical integrator and computer. It is a first electronic digital computer and it used around 1800 vacuum tubes. Okay, next it is EDSAC, that is electronic delay storage automatic calculator. This is the first computer which had a first stored program. Okay, then we are going to see EDVAC. EDVAC refers to electronic discrete variable automatic computer. It is built for US Army Ballistics Research Laboratory. Then we are going to see UNIVAC 1, which refers to universal automatic computer. It is a general purpose electronic digital computer and it is designed for commercial use. Okay. We are going to see the advantages here. The computers are faster. On that particular time, that was very fast. They were programmed using machine languages. Here they used only machine language, that is zeros and ones as the input and the output. The various disadvantages, so it is not reliable. I mean, probably it couldn't be get executed for a longer span of time. It is very costly and it generated a lot of heat. That was the main thing. And it was huger in size and it needed an air conditioner, and it is not portable. It was in a consistent place and it consumed a lot of electricity. Constant or frequent maintenance required. Okay. This is a picture of the first generation computer. You can't even imagine, right? It is so big. Next, the second generation computer. These generation they use transistor, and it was cheaper and it consumed a less power and it was compact in size and it is more reliable and faster than the first generation computer. Now you can see a transistor over here. This is a picture of a transistor. And the advantages are they used the transistor and it was reliable and it was smaller in size and it generated less heat. Okay, all these by comparing to the first generation computer. It consumed less electricity, it was faster, and it used assembly language. Assembly languages were using a small words with the commands. Okay, then the disadvantages are it was still costly and air conditioner was needed, and they also needed constant or frequent maintenance. This was the second generation computer. Next, moving forward, we are going to see the third generation computer. They use integrated circuits. Integrated circuits is nothing but it consists of many transistors, resistor and capacitor. Okay, what is a transistor? It is a semiconductor device used to amplify or switch electronic signals and electrical power. Okay. Next, resistor. Resistor is used to reduce current flow. It adjusted signal levels and it also used to divide voltages among the devices. Then capacitor. Capacitor is a device that stores electric energy in the electrical field. Okay. Now we are going to see the advantages and the disadvantages. It was more reliable, it was smaller in size, it generated less heat and it was much faster. It required very less maintenance, it consumed less electricity, it supported high level language. Okay, and it used magnetic disk for the external storage, and that's why it had a more storage capacity. This is the first computer where the input and output devices were introduced, such as mouse, keyboard, etc. And the disadvantages are it was still costly and an air conditioner was required. This is the picture. Next, we are moving on to the fourth generation. This is one of the latest one, where it used very large scale integrated circuits. You can see VLSI circuit chip over there. It had about 5,000 transistors and other circuit elements and the associated circuits on a single chip. Okay, that's why the microcomputers are available for the fourth generation. It was much more powerful and it was compact, it was reliable and affordable. And only here the personal computer revolution started to take place, just because of the VLSI circuit, where all the circuits were implemented on a single chip. Here the advantages of VLSI technology: it was very cheap, it was portable and reliable. They used the PCs, it was smaller in size, The production cost was very low. It had a very high processing speed, very large internal and external storage capacity. The disadvantages are it was highly sophisticated technology required for the manufacturing of the microprocessor chip. Okay, this was the computer of the fourth generation. And now we are moving on to fifth generation. The main drawback from the first to the fourth generation computer is that they do not have their own thinking part. Okay, they're totally depends upon the instruction that is given by the user. The whole system will get executed. Here, the scientists are working to design a computer that will have the features such as they have their own thinking power, they make the decision themselves, they are capable of reasoning, they have a large capacity of internal storage, and they have an extra high processing speed. Okay, here they used ULSIC, ultra large scale integration circuits. You can see the picture over there. Development of true artificial intelligence, just like your robots where they execute themselves. Advancement in parallel processing, more user friendly interfaces with multimedia features. It is very powerful and compact computers with the cheaper rates. The advantages are it is easy to process complex tasks, it saves time with a quick manipulation, and the errors are minimized. It was helped in making communication easier using internet. It stores, retrieves and processes a large amount of data, and it also helped in multitasking of various jobs. The various disadvantages are cybercrime, where all the personal details are stolen. The computer can perform only what is programmed to do. Okay, even though the conditional operations are given, but it has to be programmed. The computer need a well defined instruction to perform any operation. And major disadvantage is unemployment. Since the computers are made automated, many of the people are losing their jobs. Since it is automated, they need very less manpower to get executed the same job. Next, we are going to see about the application of computer. Nowadays, we are using computer for our daily life. So, we are going to see how computers are needed to fulfill our own daily needs. First, education. First of all, first during the education field, only for teaching a computer we needed a computer, whereas nowadays in order to do billing, in order to store all the student details, and the many more like teaching, nowadays we are teaching through the computer, like online courses. Like there is something called CBT, that is computer based training, and it is also called CAI, that is computer aided instruction is given. In this method, the computer is used as an aid to teach the students in the classroom. We have the e-class, and the instructions of a particular subject are received from the instruction that uses a program presented by the computer as a learning medium. Most of the lectures and even teachers, they refer the internet for gathering lot of data, and students, if they have any clarification, they refer the internet for getting so much data. Next, entertainment. Okay, the computer plays a major role in that. For example, in order to play video games, you have various softwares for playing games. We can watch movies, we can listen to music, and there are so much more where during the entertainment field, like if they want to create a movie, they edit the videos by add lot of graphics. It makes us more interesting. In science field, it is mainly used to collect and analyze data. The internet is giving so much ideas to various science field, and it is mainly used to get accurate experimental result. Okay, like weather forecasting and so on. all those in science field, it is mainly used in all the branches like biotechnology and all the in inventing medicines, how and what are the, everything we are getting the information in from the internet, and computers are used in all the fields. For publishing, mainly for the writers, it is a boon. And in order to publish books, magazines and newspapers, the publishers use softwares like word processor, graphic software for designing the pages of the books or magazine. Many writers and the publisher use the internet to collect information that is used for compiling a new book of magazine. Some website even allow you to download an entire book, okay, and you can even publish a book and it is called as an e-book. Then in agriculture field also computers are used, okay. Agricultural scientists, they use computers for analyzing the agricultural data. They use computer to get the latest information about the agriculture. Then the farmers use a computer to collect information about the crops, and they are used to calculate bills and the cost, and they even get the information about the government policies regarding agriculture through the computer. Then government, the government runs the country by making policies and provide citizens with the up to date information. Most of the government departments have their own websites, and we can have all the information that we require from that website, okay. Even if we can even request certain policies through the internet. At home, a computer is an electronic device just like other devices like TV, washing machine. We are using the computer. And even for educational tool, the for the children, computers are used. They are used to keep records, write letters. We prepare budgets and even connect with others to send and receive information through email. We are using the internet, and through the computer we are able to access the data. And even in order to watch movies, in order to listen to music, for the entertainment we use the computer. Then the types of computer. The main categories of computers are analog, digital and hybrid. What is analog? Analog means a continuously varying quantity, okay. The analog computer accepts the input data in analog form, that is in continuous form, and the output also it is obtained in the form of a graph. It means the computers accept input and give output in the form of analog signals, just like voltage, current, sound, speed, temperature, pressure. All these the values will be continuously increasing and decreasing. The analog computer used to measure the continuous value. For example, the thermometer, okay. You can see the mercury column where it will be automatically increasing and decreasing in its own way. That is the analog data. Next, digital means it refers to the binary system where it has only two digits, that is 0 and 1. The 0 represents the off state, that is low. Then the 1 represents the on state, that is the high electrical pulse. These pulses are increased and decreased in a continuous form rather than a continuous. It will be in a discontinuous format. It will not be in a consistent state. And these digital computers are more accurate and faster. They are mainly used for solving complex problems in engineering and technology, okay. Hence, digital computers have an increasing use in the field of design, research and data processing. There are two types in digital computers. One is general purpose, another one is specific purpose. Specific purpose computer is the one that is built for specific application. Probably if it is weather forecast, they do only that. General purpose computers have a lot of application They can store different programs and they can do the jobs as per the instructions that is specified by the programs. And it doesn't have a higher end specific program application. And we have the hybrid computer. It actually combines the analog and the digital computer. Okay. For example, in hospitals ICU, we have analog devices, that measures the patient's temperature, blood pressure, and so on. And this is converted into numbers, okay, in a digital format. Only then the abnormal readings of the patient is analyzed, and the specified output is generated automatically, and it is very easier for the doctor to examine the patient and treat the patient in a faster manner. This is a major difference between the analog and the digital computers. And here we are going to see about the types of computer based on the processing speed and the storage capacity. We have four main groups such as supercomputer, mainframe computer, mini computer, and the microcomputer. Supercomputer, it is the most powerful and the fastest computer that is found. It is mainly used to process a large amount of data, and it solves the complicated scientific problems. It can perform more than 1 trillion calculation per second. Okay. It has a large number of processes connected in parallel. Okay. In a single supercomputer, thousands of users can be connected at the same time, and the supercomputer handles the work of each user separately. It is used for weather forecasting, nuclear energy research, aircraft design, and to control industrial units. The mainframe computers are mainly used for large scale computers, and it is larger than the mini computer, whereas the supercomputer is larger than the mainframe computer. They are very expensive. They require a very large clean room with an air conditioner in order to perform. This is mainly expensive to buy and operate. It can support a large number of equipments. It has multiple processors. It can handle input and output requirement of several thousand users. For example, IBM S390 mainframe can support 50,000 users simultaneously. Okay. There are two types of terminals in a mainframe system. First one is drum terminal. Second one is intelligent terminal. What is a dumb terminal? It does not have a CPU and storage devices. It consists of a monitor and a keyboard and a mouse alone. Okay. Whereas an intelligent terminal consists of its own processor and can perform some processing operation on its own, but it does not have a storage. Okay. It is used as servers on the World Wide Web, and it is used in large organizations such as banks, airlines, and universities. Okay. Only in these places the people will be frequently accessing the same data, which is usually organized into one or more huge databases. IBM is a major manufacturer of mainframe computers. For example, if there is a university, they will be declaring the result and all, where a lot of other people will be accessing the same data base at the same time. Okay. For all that, they use mainframe computers. And we have mini computers. They are smaller in size and they have a lower processing speed, and the storage and capacity are compared to the mainframe computer. Here the mini computers are used in business, education, and many other government departments. Okay, they are designed to handle multiple terminals They are commonly used as servers in network environment, and hundred of people personal computers can be connected to the network. And the mini computer acting as a server like mainframes and mini computers are used as web servers. Okay. Then we are moving on to microcomputer. Okay. Here a microcomputer is a single chip CPU, and it is much cheaper comparing to the other computers. We have desktop computers, laptop computers, and the handheld computer. Desktop computer, okay, they are usually easier to use and it is affordable, and it is normally intended for individual users for their word processing and other application requirements. Next we have the laptop, which is a portable computer. It is much lightweight with a thin screen. It is also called as a notebook computer because of its small size. They can operate on batteries, hence they are very popular for the travelers. The screen folds down into the keyboard when it is not in use. We have handheld computers or the personal digital assistant, that is PDAs, are pen based and also battery powered. They are smaller and can be carried anywhere else. They use a pen like stylus and accept handwritten input directly on the screen. They are also not as powerful as the desktop or the laptops, but they are used for scheduling appointments, storing address, and playing games. They have touch screens where we can use a finger or the stylus for processing. Now we are going to see what all we studied in this chapter. We learned about the computer, the characteristics, the various generation of computers, the application of the computer, and the types of computer, then the type of computer based on processing speed and the storage capacity. That's all for today's class. Thank you.